Hi Facebook Live, I'm Kendall. I'm going to be talking today about finding and developing the courage to be who you are. Let's see if a couple people get on here. My friend Tammy actually just did a video. Actually, I think it was probably like 3 months ago. I was just watching it and I was really inspired by it. So I wanted to vamp on this theme. We live in a society where many people are exactly the same, or if they're not the same, they feel like they have to pretend to be the same. Hey, William. And when you stick out or you're different, people will call you names, they'll point at you like there's something wrong with you. And I just want to encourage you guys to be yourself. I want to encourage you to, whatever that is, whatever that looks like. Maybe you want to dress flamboyantly and have fun with fashion, but you're afraid of people being like, oh, who do you think you are, or whatever. Like, maybe you just want to like paint your nails a fun color. Maybe you, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea who you are, but I want to know who you are. And I want to live in a world or a place where people express themselves authentically, they express themselves honestly, and they live with integrity. And that's something that I'm trying to do, and it's very difficult because I don't like getting in trouble. I was the oldest of 5, and I always was very responsible, and I kind of grew up kind of being on a pedestal where people were like, oh, Kendall knows how to, you know, kind of the perfect child type thing. And it's been a process kind of releasing other people's expectations, releasing other people's reactions and their responses. What I mean by releasing it is I'm now not going to make choices based on other people's potential. That's a key word, because sometimes we think in our head someone's going to react or respond a certain way, and actually that's not reality. That's just our fears or the lies in our head. And anyway, these negative ideas sometimes stop us from living our dreams, from being who we are. And the world is a lot less beautiful, and it's less colorful, and it's less real and less meaningful, and everything good is just dimmed down and suppressed when we aren't ourselves. And so, hi Bella. So I just want to encourage you guys to be who you are. If you like wearing high heels and you're 6 foot tall like me, rock your heels, girl. Like, you have a right to wear them. You know, you're a girl too. Like, whatever it is that you want, like, what if you want like really curly, kinky, like a huge perm or a huge fro, and you're like, oh, I love that hair, but I'm white, so like that's disrespectful. Like, just like whatever it is in your head that you're holding back on, follow your instincts, follow your urges, follow your desires. Honestly, express yourself and feel free to explore. Feel free to experiment. Sometimes we don't know exactly what we like yet. Like, we're drawn to certain things. So me, for instance, like, I currently have purple hair. That was something that I wanted to explore, and I enjoy the heck out of it. It's so fun right now. But I don't know that I'll always have purple hair. Do you know what I mean? But that was part of my authentic expression, and that was part of my journey. That was part of my path. And we have to allow ourselves to experiment and have the freedom. And I encourage you to support your friends, and don't be like, oh, what are you doing now? Like, oh, you're into what now? Like, you've never been into that before. Like, don't give them trouble for that. Support your friends and encourage them, and give them the space to grow. Give yourself the space to grow. Family is a huge one. Sometimes when you start to evolve and grow and change, and this happens a lot when people go to college, and sometimes when they come back from college, even though they're in some ways a totally different person, like they've grown so much, they've matured, they've got more confident, they feel like more of an adult, and then when they come back home, it's very hard for the parents to adjust to who these people are, and it's hard for the not the kids but the adults to feel comfortable to kind of be who they are, or to display themselves in the ways that they've grown. And so families and friends can kind of unintentionally hold each other back. And so I just encourage you to give space to explore. Oh, here's my cat. Good boy. Good boy. Hello, Red. Hello, good boy. Good boy, Red. Good boy. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? So stinking cute. So I encourage you guys watching, if you feel like it, if you feel comfortable, I would love for you to share. Like, I think you have the option to type or write. I would love for you to share something that you want to try, or something that you already know is you, but you've been holding back on, something that you've been afraid to do or to be because you think other people might judge you for it. Maybe it's a career change, or going back to school, or becoming a mom, like, who knows. I just encourage you to like type that out so that I can encourage you and give you permission. Not that it's my permission to give, it's your permission. Like, you can give yourself permission, but sometimes we need another person to tell us it's okay. And to say, don't wear things that just because everyone else is wearing them. Like, if you are going to a certain kind of party and you want to wear your pajamas, like, go for it. I think that's awesome. Like, why should we all have to be these minions and dress uncomfortably? Now, I love to dress up. Personally, like, anytime I have an excuse to, like, dress formally, like, I'm totally excited. So maybe, like, I get invited over to someone's house to watch TV, and I decide I want to wear this gown and these feathers and these jewels, right? So it can go both ways. It's all about just being yourself, and I'm a very quirky, eccentric person. I'm a creative person, and I just really want to explore who I am. And I think my fear is that I'll be too much. You know, I've been called too much by so many people in my life. But you know, when you are who you are, you give others the permission to be who they are. And that's what I want to do with my life. I want to be a person that creates space for other people to feel comfortable, to do what they want to do, to feel what they want to feel, to say what they want to feel, to say what they want to say, and to be who they are. That's what I want to do with my life. And I want to make a difference in that way, of accepting people as they are and hoping that they will arise and shine and glow brighter and come into the fullness of who they were created to be, and that they will live in abundance and joy and fullness of expression and freedom of expression. And something someone told me the other day, which I thought was really helpful, was they were saying, like, you know, we tend to get afraid and think, like, oh, everyone's looking at me, everyone's judging me. And someone encouraged me with this sort of picture of people have mirrors in front of them. And basically, we're all kind of self-obsessed in our own sagas. We're all kind of thinking about how I come off, or what other people are thinking, or even just menial, concrete, physical realities, like, oh, I've got to get groceries tonight, or what am I going to eat for dinner, or such and such is coming over, I've got to give them directions. Like, just the daily tasks in our lives, like, they're not necessarily, like, obsessed with what you're doing. So to me, that was very freeing, because I was like, oh, these people are just living their lives. Like, I need to live mine and not be held back by some idea of what I think they might be thinking about me, if they're even thinking about me at all. So I hope that encourages you. And one more thing that I've learned from my new friend Rebel, and also kind of a newish friend Salt, is they both encourage me, and so I will pass on this encouragement to you, to take one step, big or small, in the direction of your dreams, in the direction of your authenticity, in the direction of your freedom, in the direction of being who you are. And so for an example of this, the other day I was at my husband's school, and I was waiting for him to get out of classes, and I was walking by the side of the school, and there were these pillars sticking up, and I didn't want to just walk by the pillars. Like, I thought that that's kind of boring, and I felt the motivation and the urge to go to weave in and out of the pillars like a racehorse. And then I thought, oh no, like the kids will think I'm a pedophile, and the security guards will come and they'll think I'm trying to steal, you know, the crown jewels from the school or something, or like, I don't know. I just like freaked out in my head, but then I kind of was like, F it, I'm going to do it anyway. And I just had this unrelenting, like, I will do what I want to do. I will be who I am, and I will not let anyone stop me. And so I rebelled against my fears. I felt my fears, I was aware of them, but I did not let them make the decision. I did not let my fears control me in that moment. And so I went ahead and I weaved through the pillars. And it was fun. And when I got to the last pillar, I wanted to circle around. But that was too much for that day. That may have been too big a step. But I felt very fulfilled, and I felt satisfied that I took a tiny little step of just following my urges and being zany and creative and crazy and just like going through life in a more colorful, vivid, spectacular, enjoyable, decorated way. So that was a little challenge I did. Another thing was I asked myself, what would I do in this moment if I wasn't afraid of how other people would respond? What would I do if I wasn't afraid of other people's reactions to me? Which is really, what do I really want to do? Which is really kind of, who am I on a deeper level? So I really was like, you know what, I want to go do yoga over there. And that was maybe too big a step, but I took a baby step of sitting on the bench and crossing my legs, closing my eyes, and meditating. I sat in a simple seated posture with my hands gently resting on my kneecaps, and it probably looked kind of weird. I mean, I was definitely doing my own thing, but when I kind of closed my eyes, I felt safe inside my body, and I was like, people can have whatever reactions they want, like, I'm gonna do my thing right now, you know? And hi, Derek! Wow, we got the whole Sound of Music crew on here right now. That's awesome. So I sat there on the bench and I meditated, and I was certainly afraid. I was certainly conscious that other people passing by might point at me or laugh at me or wonder what I was doing, but I decided to do it anyway. I decided to do it afraid, and I decided to be brave in that moment. So I just encourage you, you're awesome, be yourself, rock on. The world needs you. You have something that no one else has, and that is so special, and you have the opportunity to make an impact on others and just to be happy and released yourself. So many addictions and problems and alcoholism and numbing things come out of the frustration of not being able to be who we are and feeling like we have so much that we have to suppress, and we use alcohol and drugs and sex and other things to sort of numb ourselves out and not feel our emotions and dumb ourselves down and hide ourselves. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So I stand for authenticity. I stand for freedom. I stand for expression. I stand for an honesty of who you are and who I am. And let's rock on. Let's be creative. Let's start a movement, and let's do what we want to do, right? All right, guys, rock on. Hope and freedom. Bye.